Hello everyone. Yes, today we have Eckhart giving us a little excursion, let's say, into a retreat of yourself, of your old self, and meeting another self inside of you. So really be excited how Eckhart approaches that new self, that other self that is inside of you and doesn't have often the chance to show itself up, because we are so used to use the other self. Yeah, so really lean back, take a cup of tea, relax, and just flow into your new self.
So there is the surface self, that is the usual self that everybody has. And for many people who have not yet awakened, that's all they have, or all they think they have. It's like saying you have an enormous amount of wealth, but you don't know it. So it's as if you didn't have it. So when I say they don't have it, it really means they don't know that there is a deeper dimension to who they are. And that is the real meaning that is really true deprivation, of really not knowing who you are on the deeper level of your being. So there is the usual self and there is the deeper self. And we are here retreating. The purpose is to retreat from the usual self and discover who you are underneath the usual self, who or what you are. And that discovery does not happen conceptually. After this retreat, on the last day, you may not be able to say much more about your real self, your true, deeper self, than you are now, and yet you might have experienced it very deeply and be in touch with it very deeply. But what can you say about it? What can I say about my deeper self? It's hard to say anything, because it does not live in the world of conceptualization. And you first encounter it in a moment of stillness, alert stillness, like now. You don't need to remember what your name is right now in order to be here fully. You don't need to remember your personal history right now in order to be here fully and be fully yourself. You do not need to remember your personal history in order to get that sense of being fully present and being fully yourself. So you can sense something, there is a sense of aliveness or presence that has nothing to do with your personal history, or your name, or your background, or whether in the eyes of the world you are a huge success or a huge failure. nothing to do with that. So because there we move deeper. And so it's intangible. You can never say, I have found it now. I have found my deeper self. No, you can't. It doesn't work like that. It cannot become an object in your consciousness. Because when you say, I have found something, there must be something that arises in your field of consciousness as an object in consciousness. You see something, you hear something, you think of something. A sense perception arises as something in your field of consciousness. I'm looking at the table. I have found the table. Or an idea comes into your head. I have found the answer as an idea. The depth of who you are, that we could also call the transcendent dimension, can never be experienced in that way as an object to your perception or consciousness, because it is the eternal subject, it is the I. So you cannot know yourself in a subject-object relationship. You know yourself as consciousness. Not conscious of something, but conscious. And that's the sense of, the deepest sense of beingness or I that you can sense within yourself right now. It does not take time to be who you are. Quote from A Course in Miracles. Or if you want the complete quote, it has taken time to misguide you so completely, but it takes no time at all to be who you are. And this is why I go to already in the introductory session to the very core of what this is about, instead of saying, just wait, on day 2 I will get you closer, and on day 3 you get just wait, you'll get there. It's always here now. You are always here now. Let's go back to this strange thing of, in order to sense your own presence, which is not your own, we just call it your own temporarily. Nothing is your own. In order to sense your own presence, you don't need to remember your past. In fact, if you think about your past, it takes you away from sensing the fullness of being of your own presence, because you drift off into, and you can see you're not here, you are in dreamland, a kind of hypnosis, hypnotized by your mind. Or in the middle of the night it goes, my problems, me and my problems. And many people define their identity primarily as a set of problems that need to be solved. And one day they hope they will arrive at that point when their problematic self has become resolved. But it never does. You are not a set of problems that you need to resolve. So let's go back to that beautiful, very simple realization that you don't need to remember anything about what your mind tells you who you are. It doesn't mean that you now have lost all your memories. No, they are still there if you need them. They come back. Whatever analogy you want to use, I used to say it's a computer analogy you use now. It's there somewhere in your computer. It's all still there. When you need it, of course, it's still there. But does it have to be there always when you don't need it? That continuous, the problematic self-talk, do you need to be burdened and walk around every day of your life burdened by the problem making. Well, it's pretending to be problem solving, but it's really problem making of your mind, and to carry around with you the heavy entity, the me, which goes. And you're trying to get to a point, at some future point, you think I'm going to be liberated and free of all that, and then I will start living. And many people, even if they don't verbalize it as I do right now, the underlying mindset is, when I can free myself from all these problems, then I can start living. And that, of course, when you are 25, you can still believe that. When you're 35, you say, yeah, it can still happen. And when we become 45 and 50, okay, maybe I'll really start living when I retire. And then you begin to live for the retirement. Okay, only another 3 years now. And finally the day comes, and then on the first day of your retirement you sit at home and say, what now? Who am I without my function, my social function? But nobody's telling me who I am anymore. What am I going to do now? And then you try golf, and you drive around in the golf buggies, and for a few weeks it feels good and you can drink and so on. And then that dissatisfaction returns. The same mindset is still there despite your retirement. In fact, you become more aware of the dissatisfied mind now that you don't have that many external problems anymore, and yet there's still the heaviness of the mind and the discontent. So that's not the way to go. The wonderful news is there is a dimension in you that we could call the dimension of depths, or the transcendent dimension, where you as the person become something else, where the person can only really often compare the person that you are to the ripple on the surface of the ocean. That's the person. But the ripple is one with the totality of the ocean. If the ripple doesn't know that, its existence is problematic, fearful. You fear every other ripple, or you want them to incorporate them into your life. Maybe if we come with me, together we'll be a bigger ripple. Marry me. And you will make me happy, and I will make you happy. It has been tried many times. So to lead a satisfying existence as a ripple that only knows itself as the ripple and not as the ocean is very frustrating. You can't. It doesn't work. So the ripple needs to realize that it is much deeper than just the ripple. There's a depth to the ripple where it's no longer a ripple, where it's connected with everything and with every other ripple, where it's connected with the heart of the universe, not just on a human level. And that is true awakening. And after that, and when that is realized and the ripple can sense that, it's a stillness in you, a presence that has no particular content, then the ripple becomes relatively happy. It doesn't mean in the world, on the surface of ripples, things still can go wrong, still things can disappear and break down, and ripples never last for very long. That continues, and yet you feel you can actually enjoy your ripple identity and enjoy the surface of life also. It's actually quite nice. Here, look at all those little ripples. And ripple means whatever you perceive in this analogy. A ripple means whatever life form is there in your perception, including yourself, and whether it's humans or whatever you perceive in this existence, it is the manifestation of life, of the one life that has manifested as a multiplicity of life forms. And each life form is inhabited by the one life, a manifestation of the one life or the one consciousness. So when you realize that, and that's the beginning of that realization, is to sense the I that has nothing to do with your past or your future or your name or anything your mind is saying. Your simple presence. That means the ripple is becoming aware of something much bigger. And suddenly we have a relatively happy ripple and can enjoy every moment of its ripple existence in a sense of wonder, because it's no longer demanding that things that are not permanent should be permanent. And it's not demanding anymore that the surface existence of things should satisfy me. You're here to satisfy me. You're here to make me happy. You're here to fulfill me. The surface of the ripple can't do that. The conditions in your life, they can fulfill you for a while, and then it's no longer fulfilling. This happens to relationships, it happens to jobs that you find, activities. Unless you go deeper, nothing is fulfilling for very long.
Yes, thank you very much, Eckhart, for this wonderful retreat of our so busy and full of thought and thoughtful being. And now you can, if you like, also reach that sweet point of present moment, of just relaxed and empty thought moments by sitting down, becoming present by breathing in and breathing out, and understanding that every thought that comes is a thought that is produced somewhere, and it just falls into your head. Most of the thoughts that are in your head have been produced this way. They have not been produced by your own being of your heart, soul and mind. Yes, they have been just sent. We are all having like antennas. We have senders and receivers inside of us. Like animals, like the dolphin when he makes a sonar voice and it reflects on a material back to him, and then he senses. And also this way it happens, but it's more than like a radio station, let's say, even more, because you are of course constantly sending out also signals, but what you hear in your head and what impulses are coming, are either reflections and many thoughts out there that are in the same frequency that you are in that moment. And you have to understand that moment is a trillionth of a second. I mean, it's a moment is past and so fast. It's like come go, come go, come go, come go. It's so fast. So all the thoughts in your head show you the fastness of moments. So you can just slow down by breathing. Slow, really calm down, and just becoming aware of you pressing kind of the brakes to slow down, holding that speed thinking, letting this ball of speed thinking slow down, that it doesn't move so fast. Yes, try it out. Try it visionary out. To slow down that fast ball of thinking production machine out there, throwing all the time thoughts on you. Yeah, you can do that. You can slow it down and just observe it. Observe it from, like, visualize you are here and the thoughts are over there in a machine that throws balls to you, like you're playing tennis. It's an automatic machine that throws these balls to you. You have your the thing you hit the ball with, so it flies away. And the machine throws the balls, which are thoughts, onto you, and you can just slow down the speed of that machine. It's up to you. And you can slow down the volume as well, like the intensity that these balls are thrown to you. You can slow it down as well by breathing deeply in and out, by building a kind of own field around you. It's a field you're building, a very high frequency, wonderful, joyful field. Fearless, no fears there. Fearless, fulfilled field, and that doesn't let thoughts come or just touch you. It's like you touch, you still feel them, they are coming, but like they are coming, and right away you reflect them back with your shield of frequency. Yeah, just imagine it like this, and this is how it works. It's not visible, it's not touchable, But this is how it works. No thought is touchable. It's not. It's kind of feelable, but it's not even there, because the feeling is something you're doing as a response. And this is what you are doing. The feeling is something you are doing. You are allowing your system to do. And even this feeling is not your production as well. It is also a condition connected to the thoughts. So, can you understand that thoughts and emotions, feelings, are produced or conditioned from an outside, not from yourself? That they are an outside happening. Nothing you are causing. The only thing is you are allowing. You're allowing to be touched by thoughts and feelings that have been conditioned somewhere, sometime, but that's it. Somewhere, sometime, but not here within your presence. So, breathe deeply in and out, and feel the joy of understanding that. How releasing is that? How free making is that? How much weight does this take off your shoulders, your breast, your heart, and maybe also the field of your root chakra, I call it, or we people call it, the area that can give you one of the most wonderful joyful moments in your life, the sexuality, this area of your body, of your sexuality. How much can you release it by taking all the thoughts about it and understanding that this is coming from an outside source somewhere else, and it's not yours, and it's not true. And create out of your sexual parts, out of your body, out of your feet, out of your organs, your mouth, your eyes, out of all that, body, your whole system knows exactly what it wants to experience. So let it just do it. Let it experience. And also your mind. Help your mind that it helps your system, your body, your desire for experience. Let your mind help you with that, rather than catching all because the antennas for thoughts are up there too in the area of your mind, brain. So, but don't mix it up. Don't take all these thoughts and make them do things with you. No, turn it around. You do it. You send out. Yeah, that's a concentration you can do more often by just thinking of that real truth. Of your being of the center. And increase that sender signal. Increase it. Rather than just always, all the time being the receiver, and reactor, receiving, reacting. No, stop it. Develop your sending ability. Increase it. And then send and experience. Sending, experiencing, sending, experiencing. That's how it is meant to be. And now I wish you a wonderful day of many curious, exciting experiences, even at work, at your workplace, with your children, with your partner, with your family, your parents, your friends. Experience all of that now from a new perspective, from the sender that you are and the experiencer you are. Full of curiosity and excitement. Have a wonderful day, and always remember who you are in all that. Yes, the lottery win of your and all the other lives out there. And P.S. Take a use of this wonderful free gift I'm offering to you, which is a free coaching session with me. For up to 1 to 2 hours, I make myself time free for you to have a really exciting, wonderful experience of going deeper into something, into you, into your essence. And it goes even deeper than meditations would ever do. Looking forward to really meeting you in a Zoom call. How exciting is that? You from somewhere on the world, and me from another part, somewhere very far away in this world. But that's what digitalization makes possible. Digitalization is closer to our being than any house we have built or solid thing we have built. But even that